Robertson here again with another one of my overlooked gems. Not so sure if this is actually an overlooked gem, but maybe it's one that people haven't listened to in quite a while. Saw that, Robbie Robertson had passed away here just a few days ago, and, I just was thinking back, I didn't even realize he had been ill or whatever had happened, and looking back, it's, the music of his. I had actually just been listening to the music for Native Americans here just a couple months ago, so it's like I'm still a fan of Robbie Robertson, and I was thinking back to how I, came to know him, and it was his debut album, his debut solo album, is how I actually really came to know Robbie, and, I just thought, I'm going to check that. I haven't listened to that in a while, so I popped it in here just the other day, and I kind of fell in love with it all over again, and never had forgotten how awesome an album it is, but it was nice to listen to again, and just, it's like music is a time machine. It just took me back to a certain point in time, and so that's why I'm doing this one here right now. I just have to let people out there that maybe have not heard of it, just let them know what an amazing album this actually is, and kind of like a little tribute to Robbie, because his music is like, I remember listening to this album and trying to come up with something of my own that sounded, inspired by this, and I never ever came up with anything. It's like how original it actually was. Now, this is his album he made after, the band had come to an end, and he was going out there on his own. He's searching for a producer, and he ended up with Daniel Lanois, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know, but he's probably most known for working with U2 at this point in time. Was like his big thing. And it's funny because U2 actually performs on a couple of the songs on here, and he wrote almost everything himself, except there's one he co-wrote with U2 and one that he co-wrote with Mark Page, and Mark Page is a pretty famous songwriter in his own right there. But lots of guests on here. He's got Peter Gabriel guesting on a few. He's got Maria McKee singing background vocals on one of the songs, and Maria McKee is like such an underappreciated singer and artist in her own right. I should do one of these on her because she is an amazing vocalist. It's so sad she only sang on one song, but he's got a couple. He's got Danko singing background on one of these. Terry Bozzio plays drums on a couple. He's got Martin Page does some programming on the first song that he helped co-write. Just all kinds of people here. It's got 2011. I mean, come on, 2011's like a monster bassist. And he actually plays Chapman Stick on a couple of these. He's really known for that as well. And just all kinds of people on this one. So, and I remember how I came to know him was one of my best friends. His parents had it was Much Music is what it's called. It's a Canadian station, and Robbie Robertson's Canadian. So when this album came out, they were playing Showdown at Big Sky like crazy. I don't know why it was that one, because I think Somewhere Down the Crazy River was the single, and sorry, there's a weird noise here. That was a single, but I remember just Showdown the Big Sky was the one that they chose to play constantly, and so that was the first song I actually ever heard was that one. Got the album, and it opens with Fallen Angel, and I can't even describe this song. It's an ode to his bandmate who had committed suicide, and I didn't know that at the time, but I just remember hearing the song and just thinking, and you could hear the sadness and even pain in his singing. He does a lot of high falsetto stuff in this, and for whatever reason I didn't like that kind of singing up until this point, and he's just did it beautifully well. And it's not a rocking song or anything like that at all. It's actually the weird way to start an album. It's a very sad, mellow song, but it somehow just draws you in. And then, of course, Showdown Big Sky was the next one on here. And Broken Arrow was the third song on here. That was actually covered by, I can't think of his name, Rod Stewart. They had actually done that one. And another just amazing song. And Showdown Big Sky is kind of more upbeat. Broken Arrow's more down tempo. This album kind of does that back and forth a lot. Sweet Fire Love actually has all of U2 singing on, or playing on that one. Bono sings on it. And then you get the rest of them, The Edge and Adam Clayton, and Larry Mullen Jr. all play on that track, and they also play all on track 9, which is the last official song on this album. It's only 9 tracks. American Roulette's kind of an upbeat deal. Somewhere Down a Crazy River is actually I think it was the first single. I don't really remember for sure, but that was the one I know that was being promoted a lot, and it's got the spoken word verses, which apparently he was being recorded unbeknownst to him. He was just telling a story about him and I think it was maybe Levon, their childhood days or something along the lines of something had happened to them, and Daniel was just recording that and then somehow made that fit into the song. And it doesn't sound like that's what he was doing. It sounds like it was intentional, but I guess that's the story behind it. But I don't know. Cool song either way. And then it's got just Hell's Half Acre, which is another. None of these are bad songs. It's got Hell's Half Acre. Sonny Got Caught in the Moonlight, which is actually also one of my favorite ones. And then it ends with Testimony, which was kind of like a more upbeat thing. It had a remix on the bonus as a bonus disc on the 2005 expanded edition that Nile Rodgers did. And there was a Christmas song on that bonus one too. But anyway, the main one I'm just concentrating on is those first 9 songs, and I just still to this day love this album. I love his other stuff as well, but this is like the intro one. He got a lot of crap for like bringing in Daniel Lanois. It was kind of panned by critics for being like overproduced and bringing in all these extra musicians and stuff that were different styles than what he did. But I think he was just trying to be a true artist and trying to come up with something new and original, and that's what I got out of it. And quite honestly, I think not doing that, I probably wouldn't have found him, and maybe a lot of other people my age wouldn't have discovered him as well. So I think it was a smart thing to do and a very artistic thing to do, in my own opinion. But anyway, that's my take on Robbie, and I just think he was an amazing artist and singer-songwriter, and even beyond that, did all that cool stuff with the Native American music, and just was always a true artist right up to the very end. So anyway, tell me what you guys think as always, and like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And until the next time, we'll see ya.